On this week's What I Watch, I'm going to talk about a piece of video that I had the pleasure of tuning into just a couple of days ago, and I did it in preparation for what I believe is one of the most epic guests we've ever had on London Real. And that was a gentleman who sat right in that opposite chair from me in our beautiful new set next to our English bulldog. That's Winston. He's kicking it over there. He always watches me, makes sure that I ask the hard questions and that I don't just softball it with my people. And the man that I'm referring to is the one and the only Mr. Christopher Eubank. And in the 90s, he was probably one of the most recognizable sports figures. He was a boxing champion here in Britain for 5 years, undefeated for 10 years. And this man has panache, he has style, he is just very different than the rest. He speaks the Queen's English, he was born in Jamaica, he dresses just amazingly. You know, he wears English riding boots, he'll wear suits with no sleeves, the endless things go on. He wore a monocle for some time. I know a lot of you are like, oh, I know that guy. And for me, when I remember seeing his fights, and he had some classics, one against a fellow Brit named Nigel Benn, who was, funny enough, almost his polar opposite, because he was kind of more of an East Ender, and then Chris was really the well-dressed British gentleman, and so they had head-to-head bouts that are really just epic. Ask any boxing fan about Eubank's Ben, and they'll tell you about it. And he had another epic battle with a guy named Michael Watson, and that one was very tragic and sad, but when I spoke to Chris about it, he really framed it in a different way and more of a display of the human spirit. But the piece of film that I'm talking about is called Sports Life Stories, and it's called Chris Eubank, and it's on YouTube. You can watch it, and it really shows a nice snippet of the man, his first background as far as he went to New York City, picked up boxing, and what happened, and some of the crucial fights. And you know, some of them had him where he was near death, his opponents were near death, because, you know, this is back in the day when they just used to brawl, referees didn't stop fights, and it was just incredible that the journey he went on. And he was also super famous after he stopped boxing. He was known for driving around an 18-wheel Peterbilt, which is one of those American, like, full-on, like, tractor-trailer type trucks, and he had anti-Iraqi war messages and thanks to Tony Blair, and he would drive it around Parliament Square. He was in a documentary with Louis Theroux, and just, you know, fascinating icon. And people used to not like him when he was younger because he was super flashy, and some say cocky, and posturing, but I think he really became more endeared with the British public in the late 90s, and so I think you're going to love him. Please watch this video as a precursor for the episode itself, which was just amazing. You would have already watched it live if you're part of the London Real Academy, because everything goes streaming there, and it was just an amazing show. Like I said, I believe this is going to be right up there with Dorian Yates, Jacques Fresco, as far as some of the most epic things. You know, my crew came to tears, and even he almost got me jerking a tear at one point because he said so many profound things. He started quoting these long passages, like 8 or 10 of them, like at a moment's notice, and he would stare at me, and he quoted these long, like, poetic pieces that were really relevant to what we were talking about. So he really is an original, very inspiring. And at one point I thought he was going to punch me in the ribs and break my ribs. I kid you not. And during the interview, he stood up and was like showing me boxing moves and was showing me different ways of walking. All right, I won't spoil it for you. So anyways, it's all coming up. I'll be talking about it more. Like I said, over on the Academy, you can watch the live stream. But for everybody else, it's going to be out soon. Please watch this video as a precursor, and I think you're going to love him. He is the epitome of London Real, Chris Eubank, and please learn about him a bit beforehand, and we'll have that out soon. As well, he dropped some amazing knowledge with us and talked about his secrets of his success and what he does daily, you know, to ensure that. So all that good stuff is available over at London Real Academy. I just gave my first webinar for that. It was fantastic. I spoke for an hour and 40 minutes about how to start something, and that's about getting things done in your life and being accountable. And I'm going to check back with these people in 4 weeks, and they're already doing amazing things. Someone's running a 10K. Someone's going to do a bodybuilding competition. One of the guys is going to learn Russian, and it's just an amazing community. So we're looking for the right people. We're looking for people that are action-oriented. They come out of a place of love. They're vulnerable, and they're ready to really make change. And so if that's you, please come over and apply at LondonRealAcademy.com. And if it's not you, that's cool, man. All the other videos are free, and just keep doing your thing. That's all good, and we're going to keep bringing you all sorts of wonderful things. So that's What We Watch, Chris Eubank's documentary, and I will see you on the other side. Peace.